Hey guys, welcome to Raja Makes Money. How are all my money makers doing today? Hope you guys had a great weekend. And I had a great weekend. Been busy this weekend. Lots going on. Had some record nights at some of my establishments. The opening of the economy is definitely coming on strong. Can't wait to get everything back to normal, or even more normal than it is today. But hope you guys had a great time this weekend. Let me know in the comments below what you guys did all weekend. I'm curious. You don't have to think about stocks 24/7, but you know what? Let's get right into it. So right now, the stimulus, it looks like the stimulus is going through $1.9 million in stimulus. $1.9 trillion in stimulus. This is a lot of money. And it's very interesting. So the Dow futures were about 200. The NASDAQ was up about 80. Now it's gone negative. So this is very interesting. We're going to inject $1.9 trillion into the economy. We're going to give all these people, $1,400 more dollars, all these things. Why is this going negative now? Right when it came out, like I said, this stuff shot up. There's some articles about it. But now, here we go. Stock futures jump after the thing. But now they're dropping. So what's going on? Why are they dropping? And we'll talk about that today. See if we can come up with some ideas. But who knows? Crazy. Why would they go down? Also, in other news, Bitcoin back into the 50,000s, up to 51,322 today. And so no idea why that's running today. Just a change of pace for stuff. Also, Friday, if you guys remember, I told you once those other options expired in my account, the calls, we'd pick up a couple $1,000 more dollars. So we did. So we picked up about $3,500 more dollars in the account. So we actually have everything cleared out now. So obviously one of our big ones is CCIV. We're going to figure out something. I'm hoping tomorrow if it's up a couple of points, we can get rid of some of it, or we'll write some more calls against it. But hopefully it has, hopefully the market has a good day. If we can get a strong market day tomorrow in the markets, a lot of this OTC stuff should come up and we could see some really nice movement. Also, we have the Largo Resources that had that reverse split. So it'll be interesting to watch how that does tomorrow. Also, Forest Road Acquisition had a really good run on Friday. So we're hoping to see some follow through on that. Love to get this one back up to the 13 or 14. This could be huge if this thing, if we can get this, like I said, all we really need this thing up is, another $1 or so. We got 80,000 bucks out of here, 100,000. So not too bad there with some of the average downs that we did on that one. But it'll be an interesting day. But the big thing, like I said, is why are the futures, having this issue? $1.9 trillion coming into the marketplace. Why would they not be going up? Why would they not be going up? So Rich Cordova, Raja, I need some advice. I have 1,209 CCIV at about 49 a share. I have about 5,000 cash right now. What strategy would you use to buy down my cost basis? So one, as you've seen us doing, is I've been selling the calls this week. So that's one thing you could do. If you have 1,209 shares, you could sell 1,200. You could sell 12 contracts, and I would do something around $1. So that way you pick up $1,200. It takes your $49 cost down to $48. Probably at $1 right now would be around the 30s, 32s. I think CCIV is going to. I think the bottom on CCIV is going to be this 21, 22. I think it's going to settle somewhere around $28 to $32. That would be that's what I'm looking for out of it, and that's what I think. And I think based on the valuation, that's where it should be. Obviously anything is possible in these markets. But that's where my guess would be on CCIV. And if you kind of watch the charts here, if we look at the 1 month chart, obviously you had the where it really took off here. But if you look before where it was around that 30, 28, 30, and you look now, obviously it's based on the valuation of the deal, but it's a good company. The problem is waiting it out, for the deal to get done and what the value and once it goes. But I think it's going to be strong. Jesus, what are your thoughts on the price of Pfizer? So we played Pfizer and we did a good 1 week and then we lost our shirt the next week. Same thing with Pfizer. It's bounced around 33, 35. You look at the 6 month chart on it. This is where we were playing it when it started taking off because of vaccinations, and it came right back down and stuff. So here's the thing with Pfizer. Vaccinations, they're not going to make a lot of money. Vaccinations are, I mean, obviously they're getting the world back open and stuff, but vaccinations aren't highly profitable. You have to think, I mean, yes, they're selling millions of them, but they're selling them, for $10, $12, or $18 a dose. It's not like you have this, $300 drug that, 10 million people need to keep using every day of their life, or something. So it's a one-time, maybe there's a follow-up vaccination, who knows there, but there's not a lot of profitability in fact vaccinations overall, and it's not long-term, because think about it like this. Once, let's say the vaccination is successful, 2 years from now, how many vaccinations are they going to sell? Well, most stock companies, it's a forward-looking thing. We're looking at the value of something. And now remember, not everything seems to trade with values right now or based on anything because of the Wall Street bet people and stuff like GameStop and AMC and, whatever stock they pick this week. But let's take a real stock like Pfizer that has a real dividend that's been around for a long time. That's a very stable stock, and it trades on it based on a valuation. So what's hurting Pfizer so much is they had a monopoly drug, which made them a lot of money, which I'm sure a lot of the guys watching have probably heard of Viagra. And so when they came out with Viagra, you have a patent on it that lasts for X amount of years, that they basically had a lockup period. Well, that patent expired a couple of years ago, so now you can make generic Viagra. So they had this pill that they're selling for $30, and you can get the equivalent, of a generic Viagra, for $2. So that takes a lot of profit because the average person is going to say, you know what, I can buy this for $30 or I can buy this for $2. What are you going to buy? It's not like you're buying a knockoff. It's not like the real Louis Vuitton bag is $5,000 and I have a knockoff bag that looks really nice. That's $100. The difference is these are all, FDA approved drugs that have gone through testing, and the generics are basically identical to the real thing. So that's what's really hurt Pfizer. So while they're a great company, they have earnings and they're going to keep going forward making money. But their problem is they don't have that monopoly drug any longer. So Bryce, Raja, what's your take on airline stocks or tourist-based stocks now the U.S. is opening up? I think they're phenomenal, and let me tell you why. I think they're great. Obviously, people are traveling more. They're going to start going more places. They're going to start doing more things. But there's a big problem. They lost so much money this last year. So, yes, the government has some subsidies and is giving them out some money and stuff. But if you look at some of these charts like United, they're also back to near their highs. But then you look at like cruise lines like Norwegian and some of those that just got plummeted again the other day, even with the market up so much, but they're still also near their highs from where they've been, come back. But look at the earnings per share, $15. The stock's $28 and they're losing $15 a share. Earnings per share. They don't even have a P/E ratio because it's negative. So they're losing, 15. So one thing that I keep trying to explain to people is, so you have these things that are terrific. It's great. The stock, they're going to have these opening trades, but still they have to make back all the money they lost. So while restaurants and bars and other businesses had the PPE program, which then you can get your loan forgiven, airlines had some stuff, but you got to remember they put all these caveats that said, airline, we'll give you these billions of dollars, but you need to keep on all these employees that you have no need for. So the airlines were kind of stuck in a pickle saying, all right, well, we need that money to survive, but we're going to keep, all these people. So a lot of these airlines, cruises, and tourists, stuff and hotel chains, they took on all this debt service. So that's why with this whole inflation fear now, because if inflation starts going up and they start raising prices for debt, that's going to affect a lot of these companies. And you have to imagine this, like your Norwegian Cruise Line or Carnival or Royal Caribbean, you made $1 million in 2019. You have boats on order that are coming. You're gearing up for more expansion because business is going terrific. We did cruises with Norwegian. I've done cruises on the other ones too. They were packed. They have 4,000 or 5,000. These boats hold 4,000 or 5,000 people. They're full. They have 90%. They're selling at 90, 95% capacity, making all this money. The problem is, and like I said, and they're going to come back and they're going to make all this money. But now they have all this debt that they didn't have before. I mean, some of them had debt, but they were profitable. So imagine you own a business that's successful, then you have one bad year and you have to borrow billions of dollars to survive. That's great that you're going to make up, in 2022, they'll probably make $1 billion again. But what good does it do if you still owe $3 billion from 2020 that you had to borrow? And even if the interest rate's low, it's still interest. It's still costing you money. And also with the reopening trade, while airlines are flying at 100% like nothing happened, on planes now, and, it seems like the government just is oblivious to what the airlines do. The cruise ships aren't going to, when they start sailing, and I think they're going to start sailing in May, it sounds like, maybe April, but May for sure. They're not going to sail at 100%. They're going to sail, it could be 25%, it could be 50%, even if it's 50%. Those are big boats. You have to have the same amount of crew, to operate those large buffets, to operate, all that stuff. You have to have the same amount of crew. Also, are people going to want to be on hot Caribbean, humid, trips and, down there, wearing a mask? It's, buffets, like those cruise boats, they depend on those buffets to serve a lot of people, and they're very good at serving people. The problem is, how do you serve so many people? How do you serve 3,000 people a day or 4,000 people a day on a boat? And the buffet has to be hand served, and stuff. It's definitely, there's going to be some challenges, but, I think most people are understanding, and hopefully it goes well and stuff. But it should be interesting there. John Jasper, oil's now 67 a barrel. Great job, Biden. So I don't know if that has anything to do with Biden, or we just had that big cold freeze and just markets coming back and stuff. Lamb says, hey, Roger, what do you think about Costco stock starting to downtrend? So I think Costco, and pull it up here, Costco, I think, is a great company. Same thing. They're a tremendous company, great company here. But just like a lot of the stuff, they're very profitable. The P&E is in line around 32%, where most of the companies are. But one big issue with everything reopening, you're not going to go to Costco as much. You're going to go out to eat and stuff. When everything was shut down, I would go to Costco every week, and I would get, pre-done meals to cook and steaks to grill and all this stuff. And everybody was buying toilet paper. Think about it like this too. Like I joked around about this when the crisis hit. I remember going to Costco. They're like wiped out of everything. The only thing they really had was like canned, corn and green beans and like all this stuff that was like, $1 a can and all this, canned food. So I was joking around. I said, for Thanksgiving, I bet you shelves are going to be lower because everybody has so many canned products. And I was one of those people. I panicked when all hell broke loose and we didn't know what was going on. And I was like, the only thing left on Amazon to order that I could get, on the same day was, cans of ravioli. So I still have 12 cans of ravioli in my, cabinet, I guess in case there's no more food, everybody thought we were going to run out of food. There's going to be no more food, no more anything. So you have to look at all those. And Costco, like I said, Costco is a great company. It's going to continue to make great money, but they're not going to continue. They're not going to have those big runs on toilet paper, water, and all that stuff they had, which brought in a lot of additional sales. So while they're going to continue to grow and do well, they're not going to have that sales growth and follow through that they've seen. They were also probably speculative, staying up a little higher because of shutdowns in December. Well, I can tell you a couple of things right now. No matter what, summertime, we're not going to have a lot of shutdowns. Hopefully, and vaccinations seem to be working and getting better and better by the day. So what that all means is Costco is just not, Costco's, Walmart's, and those different companies, they're not, Amazon, they're not going to skyrocket as much because we are coming in where summertime, where people can be outside, can social distance easier. It's going to make a big difference and stuff. Mitchell Pilot, $5 super chat, as well as Mitchell Pilot's one of my YouTube sponsors. And all you guys can be YouTube sponsors, get access to those really cool emojis next to your name. So help support all of us over here. Well, not really me, supporting me in my trading and gambling habits. You guys are paying for the crew, helping who designs all these things, and A-Rod and BOD and all of them. So it says, hey, Roger, can you take a look at FPRX? They were bought out at 38 per share, and since then the stock has hardly moved. So a couple of things. They were bought out at, they were bought out when on March 4th. So a couple of things. If they were bought out at $38 a share and it's at $37.76, that makes sense because if the deal goes through and closes, it should close at $38 a share. So it probably looks like it's a pretty guaranteed deal because the stock is right there at $38. Now, sometimes when you see people buy a company and the stock goes above the bid, that means other people may be interested. And we've seen that, if there's multiple bidders and stuff in a stock, but obviously this stock, I don't know what kind of movement you'd be looking for. If they got bought out for $38 a share, your best case scenario is whatever day the buyout happens, the stock, you're going to get $38. So if you if you bought 1,000 shares of this stock at 37.76, you know, you're going to make $240. So I guess do the math. If the deal is going down in 30 days and, you know, you put $1 million into this or something and you bought 10,000 shares, whatever that return on investment would be. Anything probably 20, I can tell you right now, 24 cents on $37.76 is way better than anything you'll make in the bank with your money over the course of the year. So Shane, I used to work on the cruise lines. They are not sailing this May, maybe August. Well, we're at 25%, serving 3,000 guests is not a problem. So, so one thing, the cruise lines are going to start sailing at May. You know, some cruise lines are already sailing now overseas. They're doing what they call one-way cruises. So basically, they're not going anywhere. Royal Caribbean's been doing this out of Singapore now for the last couple of months. They had one issue with one boat. And what they're doing is they're basically one-way cruises. So it's basically you just go on a boat for 5 days, 3 days, 7 days, whatever they're doing, with X amount of people, and you're just on. It's just basically like sailing, just going out on the water and sailing and coming back home and visiting nothing. So, but that is one of the things that they're doing. So I'm sure you heard about that, Shane. Ricardo, $10 super sticker. Thank you so much, Ricardo, and much appreciated. Rosanna Kirkland says TTCF has earnings this week. Sure, let's take a look at it. TTCF, Tattooed Chef. I don't know anything about that one. It's like Home Chef. I buy their food online. It's been really good. This company here looks, the 6-month chart looks like, highs could be 25, lows could be 19. Looks like it could dip all the way down to the 15s, but they look pretty solid there. Plant-based foods today. So, and a lot of the other plant-based food companies have done really well. Well, here's one 9 days ago. Tattooed Chef is still overvalued despite recent strong growth. Doesn't look like they have any earnings. They must not be making any money, or not sure. But Disney, thoughts on GE announcement? I don't know. I didn't even see a GE announcement. General Electric hasn't done much for a long time. I mean, this thing, if you look at like a 5-year chart on it, it's just basically come down and sat there. I don't know what the announcement. Aircraft leasing unit with. Is that deal? I don't know. I mean, this stock's so big and it's such a big company. And if you look at the P&E that it trades out, it's where it's at. They're a dividend stock, so looks like their dividend is pretty low from what it used to be. But it's way up from where it's been in the last 6 months. So I don't know. This one's tough to say. They're sometimes, like I said, it's good to be diversified. They are over diversified. I mean, they own television stations. They make refrigerators. They make engines for planes. I mean, medical equipment. I mean, they have a little of everything. They are definitely all over the place. So you think Apple continues in a slump? Haven't traded the options for months. I've been looking at it. I definitely like Apple a lot better at 120 than I do at 138. I really liked it at 117 the other day, but I think it's gonna Apple's gonna be interesting. You have to watch what the market does, and here's your sign. The Dow futures now are down to 100 points up. Nasdaq 7, and this is scary. If we don't see a big bounce tomorrow or Tuesday, and we have all this money being put into stimulus and stuff, we could have some serious problems ahead. It could be a very, very bouncy, economy and stuff. So Cameron says, since Mark Cuban said he would take Dogecoin, did it go up? I don't know. Did you look? You want me to look for you? I can do that. I can find that for you. Dogecoin price. Looks like it's the same, 5 cents. So it's been as high as 8 cents. But if we look at the 1 month, chart, this does not look like an item I would want to hold. So Dogecoin keeps coming down. What are your thoughts on DraftKings? What are your thoughts on DraftKings? So, the online gaming space is building, but the problem is the acquisition cost is killing them because they're way overpaying for customers, and they don't know what the value is of a customer. It's actually interesting. My buddy last night on the UFC fight at $13,000 on the main event, and it was like a 3-1. One wound up winning 26,000. I know for the night he was up like 38 grand from his app. But it's interesting. These companies aren't profitable yet. They're not going to be profitable, for a long time, and they have a lot of work to do ahead of them. With some of this stuff, it's definitely going to take some time for this stuff to come back. And I mean, it's coming back strong, but it's going to take some time, for them to build up customers. So what they're doing is they can't give away free money. So they're doing like, $1 bet, win $100. Anyone in this match, in the boxing match tonight, if there's one punch, you bet $1 to win 100. So that's how they're giving the free money away to get around all the regulations and stuff. But definitely, at the valuation of this right now, I think they have a long road ahead of them and stuff. So smoke it up. Roger's on Facebook Live too. Share page if you're there. That's right, guys. We are live on YouTube and Facebook together. So if you're watching me right now on YouTube, make sure you follow me. If you're watching me right now on Facebook, you have to make sure you like me. I mean, if you're watching me on YouTube, subscribe to me. If you're watching me on Facebook, follow me. And you have to click the the like button, the little thumb up thing on Facebook to get notifications when we go live. Otherwise, you'll just be following me. You won't be a subscriber. Wolf's in the house. What are you going to look to add to this week? Average down. So depending on what the market does, I'm going to be looking at, definitely looking at some of these penny stocks that we have in our portfolio to average down on and see what looks right. CCIV, obviously, I like to do something. I was willing to get out of this at $25 this week. I'm hoping to see this thing get back up to 27, 28 or something. Either probably sell some more calls against it, and take some money and stuff. I've got Kenny and the research team, looking at some stuff this week. Hopefully they'll have some new plays for us. But I mean, it's kind of tough. If it's easy, if the market crashes tomorrow or is way down and all our OTC stuff is back in the crapper, then it's easy. We can pick and see what, we've seen like in this last spike came back the most. If the market is already in a rally mode tomorrow, then I, may sit back and watch and sell some stuff or, just kind of see what makes the most sense. I don't want to take good money and throw it after bad money, but I do want to take good money and throw it after good opportunity. So those will be the things that we'll be looking at and stuff. Ji Li says, Yunji Inc. by YJ, Chinese online retailer. Thoughts? I don't know anything about that one. A Chinese retailer. So is it YJ? We're going to look at the chart on it for you. 6-month chart. Looks like it had one little really nice spike right around Thanksgiving and then it's kind of bounced around here. Looks like it has a nice base around $1.80. Like I said, don't know anything about that one. That's probably like a big crapshoot. So can you look at Sundial report on March 17th? Not sure what the report was. We can look at Sundial. And this is another one. The marijuana stocks were hot. They ran up and they ran right back down. So if you look at the 1-month chart, this thing got up to $3. We played Sundial. Same thing. These things run up and run right back down. So don't know what report is on March 17th because it's only March 5th or 7th today. So we'll have to wait 10 more days to find out what the report is that you're talking about. But obviously right now it hasn't come out yet. So, but marijuana stocks, do have a lot of opportunity. And if they do get decriminalized or, better banking and stuff, it's definitely going to help them. Margaret says MMC for Margaret. Let me see. This one, 6-month chart looks good, except for a little dip in October. This looks like it has about right about here. A base, the stock here looks like it's about 113, so it's a little above its base and stuff. Company's profitable, trading at a 30 times multiply, which is not too bad. Pretty normal for a decent company. I don't know. I mean, this looks like a good hold or maybe a buy if you have a position, or definitely a hold. So I want to use the premiums on puts to use it to buy options. Is that a good idea? Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you can leverage those premiums, when they used to have all these puts and options were more marginable, that's how we were able to make a lot of money because it gave us a lot of leverage. Since they've changed so much of this stuff, it's definitely held our hands down a little bit. Will Tesla go up tomorrow? Anyone know? Well, here's what I do know. If the market was not crashing right now, which it is. So now the futures are crashing, which makes no sense from being up so strong. So now your futures, Dow's up 60, which Tesla is not a Dow stock, it's a NASDAQ stock, and or S&P. But now your NASDAQ is down. Tesla has a lot of sentiment, from the small cap. I mean, from the overall market, because people love Elon Musk so much and stuff. But the bottom line is, this stock has been beat down bad. And some people, like I've said, this thing at 500, I think, is a good deal. It's now there at at one point it was like $530 or $539. It was way in the 500s. So the stock is way beat up. I mean, if you look at the chart, here, this is the first hump on the camel's back. The thing is, what is he going to do new to really spike it up? So you have to remember, with a lot of stocks, you have opportunity or you have these new things. We already know how many cars he can produce. So here's the thing with like CCVI and the Lucid deal. We don't really know how big of a deal it's really going to be or how small of a deal it's going to be. We also don't know if they ramp up, can they produce more cars faster? What are they going to do? We know with Tesla, he's told us how many cars he sold. He's told us how many cars he's going to sell, the first quarter of this year projected. And he's told me we've told us how many cars they think they'll sell for the whole year. So his growth and profit opportunity, he's already told you guys. The other thing is, as all these other electric vehicles are coming onto marketplace, he is losing market share. He's not the dominant. I mean, he's still the dominant car right now for electrical, but he's not going to be number one for the rest of his life. Or Tesla's not. Elon Musk himself, he's not going to be number one. And he has this competition. And the other thing is, like I've told people this year, earlier in the year, he's had 2 or 3 price cuts, 2 for sure, maybe 3 on his best-selling car. Remember I said to you guys, remember I was telling you when I looked at Teslas and I said, it was a 8-week, waiting period, 6-week waiting period to get a car. And then all of a sudden they could deliver a car within a day. What did that tell me? They're not selling. And then all of a sudden he took, in the middle of, who discounts their car $3,000 twice in a year, within a 2-month period. They did that to hit their numbers and keep selling. So definitely was a problem. He's definitely got some issues there. George, what's your move on HYSR? Is their competitor BSRC worth buying? So HYSR, Sun Hydrogen, which we have 200,000 shares of that one. And that's another one that, we like in the vehicle space, battery space and stuff. This is going to be an interesting one. It has good things. When it did run to the 26 cents, it has its base around, 3-4 cents. So it's way up there from where it is. They're not losing tremendous amount of money, from where it could be, but, they have that direct offering. So they raise some capital. It'll definitely be interesting. When we look at that one and stuff. Also, you mentioned, BSRC, BioSolar. That one, I don't think we're playing that. We haven't played that one, are we? Sometimes I forget everything we have in here. So, I don't know much about, obviously, BioSolar. Same thing. This one looks like, same kind of thing, under a penny, ran up. Has come, back down with everything. It's tough. Looking at this stock, it looks like it's a 50% value of the other one. So I don't know. Just got to kind of, whatever looks good to you on that one. So, definitely have to take a look. Pete in the house. The stock market is like this Colorado weather. But God, this Colorado weather is so nice. And it's going to be cold again this coming weekend. But at least we got a couple of nice days in. Toma, rumor is 800,000 capacity in Arizona manufacturing facility ability for Lucid. Yeah, that would be terrific. But I think that what are they projecting to make a couple of thousand cars? I mean, if Lucid had 10,000 cars made for 2021, I'd be amazed. Maybe for 20,000. If they made 20,000 cars this year, it'd be a big year for them. So, and they also have to finish, putting this deal together. I think CCIV also could be down because of the the value. If the deal doesn't go through, there's some risk there. Who knows? They could change the deal again. But at some point, hopefully they'll get the deal done. Living life to the fullest. When will the CCIV change to Lucid? My guess is about 90 days, 90 to 180 days would be my guess. So they're under, I think all they have right now is a letter of understanding or LOI. I do not think they're under a contract yet from when I saw. They've announced the deal. They have to go get the pipe done. So, it sounds like, I'm sure they're going to get the deal done, but it still has some risk in it. And you never know if Apple really is rumored to be, snooping around. And if they don't have a contract, Apple could come in and say, you know what, we don't need to go public. We're just going to give you the money and be done with it. We're ready to go. Let's rock and roll. So, should be good. But let's see how those futures are doing. Look at this. This is a bad sign. These futures keep coming down. So definitely would rather see these futures up if we're going to get a nice update tomorrow, but never know what will happen. I don't want to start the day down and then go up again. And I'd hate to start the day way up and come down. So hopefully overnight, we'll see, some stability here. And hopefully, like I said, we'll have a good start of the week. But you guys are my money makers. This is Raja Makes Money. This is our Sunday show. Talking about what's coming up for the week. And I think it should be an interesting week once again, especially with the stimulus in the market. If you guys haven't subscribed to me yet on YouTube, make sure you click that subscribe button and the gray bell so you get notified when we go live. If you're watching me on Facebook, make sure you click that follow button and the thumbs up for the like button so you can follow me and get notified when we're live on Facebook. Thank you to everyone who's been liking, sharing, telling their friends, family, and everyone about us. We continue to grow. We're getting so close to 8,000 subscribers on YouTube. Also, big shout out to our Patreon members. Any of you guys want to join our Patreon group, you're more than welcome to. Have access to our private Patreon Facebook group where people are sharing all sorts of stock tips and picks. And we got, of course, Kenny from the research team in there and the rest of the research team guys. But, hey, it's going to be a wild ride this week. And Patreon members, be on the lookout. I could see a lot of trades happening fast tomorrow. Depending on what this market does, it could be an interesting morning. So you guys get my trades in real time. Remember, it's just for entertainment purposes only. I'm just sharing with you the trades I'm making. Make educated decisions when playing in the market. But, guys, thanks so much. That's my show for you. I'll see everybody else tomorrow after the market closes. Take care and have a great